Happy Friday afternoon, everyone, or Thursday evening if you're somewhere else in the world, or maybe very, very early Friday morning. I hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Thought I'd finish up on my little series about caffeine today. And I mentioned last time I was going to talk about natural versus synthetic. And so I've done a bit of reading on that. And today I've discovered, in the food industry at least, that products that have synthetic caffeine added to them, caffeine has to be listed as an ingredient. And if naturally derived caffeine is added to them, it does not have to be listed as an ingredient. So one way usually to tell is if it's got caffeine, it might be in the nutrition panel. But when you look at the ingredients, if it says caffeine, that's synthetic. If it says something like green tea extract, yerba mate extract, what was another one, guarana, then that means it's come from plant source. Synthetic caffeine. So synthetic caffeine is very, very cheap to produce in comparison to extracting it from a plant source. Which actually can lead to some unscrupulous behaviour in the food industry. And although the natural and synthetic are chemically identical, like structurally chemical identical, analysis of carbon isotopes can indicate whether a sample of caffeine is natural or synthetic. And that's something I really found interesting, because I just thought, if you put, analysed a molecule, it would just say, these are identical. But they've gone deeper and analysed the carbon isotopes, which you probably might recall is what helps us find out the age of fossils, things like that. So at a study in 2012, 38 caffeinated drinks were analysed, and 4 actually came up as being mislabelled, where synthetic caffeine had been added, but it had not been listed as an ingredient. The effect on the body, whether it's synthetic or natural, is the same, but synthetic caffeine will actually absorb in the digestive system a lot faster than naturally occurring caffeine. And this means you get a quicker spike and, sadly, a quicker crash from synthetic caffeine. What else did I want to share? Actually, I was going to... This is not something I consume in this household. This has been in my fridge for a while now and is courtesy of some teenagers that have been popping in and out. So, and I actually tested the theory. So I knew these popular drinks do use synthetic caffeine. So, and sure enough, if I find the ingredients label, so the nutrition information tells me the caffeine is 78 milligrams, but when I find the stuff in the can, it's called carbonated water, taurine, there is actually guarana extract, so there is some natural caffeine in this, but they've boosted it with synthetic because caffeine is actually listed here as a ingredient. The energy shots that I take, these little things, they're not a whole drink, they're just a little kind of shot, but I actually like to put them over ice, mix them with water and drink them kind of like an iced tea. If I look at the ingredients are on the box, they come in a pack of 6, right? So if I look in the ingredients in here, it tells me caffeine 90 milligrams in a serve. But when I look at all the ingredients, I've got yerba mate, leaf extract, Siberian ginseng root extract, and green tea leaf extract. So they've actually pulled caffeine out of 3 different plant sources to make these ones that I consume. Daily intake up to 400 milligrams a day is generally considered acceptable in healthy adults. So if you're pregnant or nursing, or you have like a pre-existing heart condition, you probably should actually consult a health professional before you decide to consume caffeine, or at least more than a cup or so a day. So in my last video, I said I was going to share why I prefer natural sources of caffeine over synthetic sources. And despite me being a lab technician, doesn't mean I want to consume everything that's made in a lab, okay? Number one, it's just a preference. Number two, natural, it's natural. Number three, I don't want fast spikes and fast crashes. That just doesn't interest me. I'd prefer to have something take its time to lift me up and take its time to lower me again. Gentle goes the way. But really on the deeper level, it's more about the connection with the plants. I think like we all vibrate at different levels. We all have spiritual connections to different things. And to me, I would rather absorb that energy than something out of a lab. I think something that's grown in nature is going to have a much different vibration and will work differently in my body, my mind, my spirit than something from in a lab. That's just my reason. Everyone else might have a different reason. Some people might not really give a shit what caffeine they consume as long as they get some caffeine. That's pretty much it for today. And so my final thing for today would be my gratitude for today would be thunderstorms, because we've just had a few of those going around Melbourne this afternoon, and they're one of my favourite things in nature. And they're all about balance, really. Like, that's why they occur. It's about electrical balance, and I just find that really awesome. And I know they can be a bit destructive and whatnot, cause bushfires, which is a bit of a topic of concern lately, but I still love them. Anyway, I hope you have a great Friday night, and I hope you've learnt something new about caffeine, and talk to you later. Thanks for watching.